Hello and welcome back to our Save a Seat series here on Patreon. As always, I'm your podcast host, Chloe, and today we are continuing our Issue 10 Influence Contributor Chat series. So if you have been a listener for a while, you know that when we publish a new issue, we have a new magazine hot off the press. There are some pieces in there and people who contributed to those pieces and made them happen. So our contributor series is about sitting down with those people and finding out how these stories came together, what those stories mean, and the little pieces in between that are really what we're doing this for and promoting people's voices. So I am joined once again by Diana Fernandez. Thank you so much for joining me. You wrote the beautiful piece, I Am Here Because I Met You, in Issue 10 Influence. So if you are subscribed to us on Patreon, you got your issue. Make sure to check it out. But Diana, welcome back. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Chloe. It's great to be back.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. So, we talked a lot in the first episode about what your piece is about, the influence that your friends had on you, how you traveled here from Bolivia to be an international student, and you're now a double major, and you have all these interests. You're double majoring in psychology and art and media. You're a graphic designer. So I want to hear more about your collegiate experience. What did you start with? What did it become? Just like kind of take us through it, because you are nearing the end. Is that correct?
Yeah, I graduate in literally a week and a half,
Oh
which
my
is
gosh.
so scary to say. But yeah, I have changed my majors a couple times. Before I even got to Butler, I changed it once. So originally, I thought I was going to do international studies. Um, I then got like in a rabbit hole of like occupational therapy because I like people and I like applying my knowledge to help people.
Yeah.
So then I switched it to psychology, thinking I was going to do psych and maybe like some classes like prereqs necessary to then apply to OT school. I then realized that wasn't necessarily it, so I explored the possibility of maybe being poli sci and English and psych for a while. That didn't like I didn't even declare that, but it became like a whole thing. And then eventually I ended up in this intro to professional writing class, and I thought it was gonna be like very writing heavy, and there was some writing, but really what it was InDesign and layouts and editorial design. And I fell in love. I hadn't realized how much I missed art and like making things. So after that class, I was like, yeah, I have to. It's stuck with me, and I kept talking about it. And I mentioned in our previous conversation that one of my friends like just kept calling me like a secret art major, like all the time. And
Right.
eventually, I was like, maybe there's something to it. So I looked at the art and design program at my school, and what I really like about my school is that it's not just your fine art like academia, or academy. It's actually like interdisciplinary, and it does have a big focus on applied art. So I enjoyed that a lot, and I declared a major, and I have stuck with art and psych since. Most of the time, I try to connect both of them in one way or the other, whether
Yeah.
it's about like understanding humans and then like designing content, that is appealing using Gestalt laws, or whether it's like understanding like the importance of community and then like making sure that my art speaks to communities and lifts the stories up.
Yeah.
I try to be very intentional about the things that I make, and I try to connect that to my psych major and also to my other experiences. I have become a staple around Butler's like involvement. I just really enjoy again being part of communities and talking to people. So I have been like an advocate for community engagement. I'm a resident assistant at my school. I have been like part of executive boards for student organizations and so forth, so forth, so forth, so forth. My collegiate experience has been like yeah, a lot of academics, but also most importantly a lot of people and getting to grow as a person and as a leader.
It's amazing when you put it that way. I think the art and psychology double major makes the most sense. Like, art is about people. There
Yeah.
there wouldn't be art if people weren't experiencing it. So understanding them better is going to better inform your art, and obviously your enthusiasm to talk to people and get those peer reviews. Like it's only going to benefit you, right?
Yeah, looking back, everything made sense. Like I at the moment I didn't really get how it made sense, except that I was interested in both of these things. But I truly do think no creation stands in a vacuum. Like I'm a big thing of like whatever I have made has never been just mine. It has always belonged to my people.
Makes me want to cry. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So, do you do like a lot of designs that have to do with your cultural heritage? Is that something that is important to you?
Yeah, Bolivia is so important to me, and I do end up like referencing it in one way or the other, whether it's like some like Andean designs, because that's like a very big thing back home. But I also think it's about like being intentional with something. So I really enjoy when companies or my internships produce bilingual content, because I do think accessibility is like so important. So I was very lucky to be able to do that for a couple of my work experiences, where I was making English content, but then I was also able to make Spanish content, and I didn't have to use Google Translate because I'm a Spanish speaker. So
Right.
I got to use, like the right phrases that connect with my people. So that's it. It was just very, very special and very important to me. And then just I think my use of color is another thing that like I really like color and movement and texture, and I'm pretty sure that has to be because I grew up around color, movement, texture, flavor. In Bolivia
Right.
is like beautiful, not just landscape, but like in our traditions, our clothing, our typical dances. It has truly become ingrained in what I value aesthetically and also what I value personally.
Yeah. Gosh, that's beautiful. And, very, very meaningful. I think one of the main setbacks or flaws in the American education system is that we don't value like kids having multiple languages. And it really doesn't make any sense because, we call America the melting pot. We have so many people that speak multiple languages and people who are raised here don't. And it's a disservice, I think. So,
Yeah, being here to me has been like it was my wildest dream. Like I was 3 years old when I decided I wanted to study in the U.S. and I don't really know where it came from, except for like my mom comes from a rural part of my country, and her parents did everything, and she did everything to get to college in a city where she could pursue law.
yeah.
And then she had me, and she and I both dreamed up this. I left like my place in the country, and you're gonna leave the country to be able to like expand all your horizons, your knowledge, your skills, and then be able to bring that home and build something beautiful together.
Yeah.
So it became our dream, and with all like our efforts, we're finally about to make it. And it has been like so much more than I imagined. It's not just because I love my university, I love my professors, and I love the academic opportunities I've had. Like I was able to travel to Chicago for a conference, to Thailand for a university symposium, like
Wow.
very crazy cool stuff with the support of my university. Oh, study abroad in Ireland. Like I've done some
Amazing.
like, really cool stuff because of like the American education system, like in an university level. But it's also been like what you said, like the melting pot here is so amazing. Like to me, that I have been able to taste so many flavors, that I've been able to talk to so many people, that I have been able to hear stories from people around the world and be able to see what makes us unique, but also what makes us all human, has been like the most wonderful experience of being in the US. It's just like talking to so many people from so many places with so many
Yeah.
new experiences. And I think most of all, like when I interned for the Global Village, which if you don't know, you should visit. That's in Lafayette Road, and they're like an international museum and also like an event hall. Getting to see the power of art in bringing community together and getting to see what it means to celebrate each other has been like life changing.